everyone, welcome to Nightmare Nook. Get comfy, grab a blanket, dim the lights, maybe make yourself a warm drink. Tonight's story is a slow creep into the dark, so settle in, and let's begin. I work as a freelance night caretaker, the kind of job people forget exists. Offices after hours, empty buildings, places that feel abandoned even when they're not. It's quiet work, predictable. I've always liked that. I don't have to talk to anyone. I don't have to deal with customers. And I don't have to pretend to enjoy small talk. I just show up, do my job, and leave. But one night, I got a message from a private client. No name, just a number. He asked if I could watch a building overnight. Not clean it, not lock it up, just watch it. The pay was triple my usual rate, enough to cover rent for 2 months, enough to make me ignore the strange feeling in my stomach. I asked what kind of building it was. He replied instantly, "An archive facility. You don't need to go inside." That should have been my first warning. Who hires someone to watch a building but forbids them from entering it? But I needed the money, and curiosity has always been my worst trait. So I agreed. The building was on the outskirts of town, far beyond the streetlights, where the road turns to gravel and the trees grow too close together. It was a squat, windowless concrete block surrounded by chain-link fencing. No signs, no lights, just a single metal door with a keypad. It looked more like a bunker than a facility. The client sent me a list of rules, 4 of them. Don't enter the building, don't approach the door, don't speak to anyone who comes near it, and whatever I do, don't look through the keyhole. I laughed when I read that last one. It sounded ridiculous, but the tone of the message wasn't joking. It felt like a warning carved into stone. I arrived at 10 p.m. The night was cold, the sky moonless. The building sat in the middle of a gravel lot, surrounded by nothing but trees and silence. I parked my car facing the door, turned off the engine, and waited. For the first hour, nothing happened. I scrolled through my phone, listened to music, tried to stay awake. Around midnight, the silence became heavy, the kind that presses against your ears. I kept glancing at the door, expecting something to happen, but it didn't. Not yet. At 1:13 a.m., the door rattled. Not a gentle shake, not a breeze. It sounded like someone inside was slamming their fists against it. The metal clanged so loudly it echoed across the lot. I sat up straight, heart pounding. I stepped out of my car, breath visible in the cold air. "Hello?" I called out. The knocking stopped instantly. The silence that followed felt wrong, too sudden, too complete. Then a voice whispered through the door, soft, trembling, desperate. "Please, let me out." I froze. The voice sounded terrified, human, young, maybe. I took a step closer before remembering the rules. Don't approach the door. Don't speak to anyone. Don't look through the keyhole. But the voice sounded like someone in pain. "Are you hurt?" I asked. No answer. Just breathing. Slow, shaky breathing, right on the other side of the metal. I reached out and touched the door. It was warm, too warm, like someone inside had been pressing their body against it. I backed away, got in my car, and locked the doors. The breathing continued for another hour. I could hear it even with the windows closed, faint, rhythmic, like the person inside was leaning against the door, waiting. At 2:27 a.m., my phone buzzed. A message from the client. "Do not look through the keyhole." I hadn't even thought about the keyhole until then. But now I couldn't stop thinking about it. What was inside? Why couldn't I look? Why did the voice sound so desperate? The building was silent again. No knocking, no breathing, just stillness. Curiosity gnawed at me. I told myself I'd just walk up to the door, just stand near it, not look through the keyhole, just check. I approached slowly. The metal was cold now, completely cold. I leaned forward. The keyhole was tiny, a perfect circle of darkness. I shouldn't have looked, but I did. At first I saw nothing, just black. Then something moved, an eye slid into view, pale, milky, unblinking. It stared at me, not like a person, more like an animal trying to understand what it was seeing. I stumbled back, heart hammering. The eye didn't blink, didn't shift, just watched. Then the trembling voice whispered again, but this time it sounded different, deeper, distorted. "Please, let me out." I ran to my car, locked myself inside. My phone buzzed again. "You looked, leave now." I turned the key in the ignition. The engine roared to life. I slammed my foot on the accelerator, but the tires spun uselessly, like the ground beneath me had turned to mud. The car didn't move. Then I heard footsteps. Slow, deliberate, approaching my car. I didn't want to look, but I had to. I turned my head toward the driver's window. Something stood outside, tall, thin, bent at strange angles like its bones didn't fit right. Its face was pressed against the glass, pale skin stretched too tight with a single milky eye in the center. The same eye from the keyhole. It whispered, "Let me out." I screamed and slammed my foot on the accelerator again. The car lurched forward. The creature didn't chase me. It just watched as I sped away, its eye following me until the building disappeared behind the trees. I didn't sleep for 2 days. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw that pale eye staring at me. I kept checking my windows, my doors, my locks. I felt watched, followed, hunted. On the third night, I heard knocking on my front door. Slow, rhythmic, familiar. My phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. "Do not look through the keyhole." My heart stopped. I stepped back from the door. The knocking grew louder, more frantic. Then the whisper slid through the wood. "Please, let me out." I covered my ears. The whispering didn't stop. It grew louder, more desperate, more angry. Then the knocking stopped. Silence. Hours passed. I finally worked up the courage to look through the keyhole. I shouldn't have, but I did. There was no one outside, just darkness. I exhaled shakily. Relief washed over me. Then something moved. An eye slid into view, milky, unblinking. It stared at me. I stumbled back. The door handle turned, slowly, deliberately. I ran to my bedroom and locked the door. The knocking started again, this time on my bedroom door. "Please, let me out." The door burst open. The pale figure stepped inside, its single eye fixed on me. It whispered, "You looked." Everything went black. People say I vanished, that I walked out of my flat and never came back. But I didn't walk away. I was taken, and now I'm somewhere else. A place with no doors, no windows, no light, just darkness and a single keyhole. I hear knocking on the other side, slow, rhythmic. A voice whispers, "Please, let me out." I don't look. I won't look, because I know what's waiting on the other side. And if I look again, I won't just vanish. I'll become the thing behind the door.